Hey friend, Dave McDonald here, Mr. Dave. Okay, and I'm here to show you how you can make your very own mini comic like one of these. I like to call them pocket comics. That's because they're so small, they'll fit in your pocket and go wherever you go. All right, here's one I made called Wilbert in Beware. Little silly elephant goes searching for some honey in a tree. All right. But it's an 8-page book. Well, it's a front cover, a back cover, and then 6 pages on the inside. And you can make comics this small, and I'm here to show you how. Before we do that, you'll need a piece of paper, like a copy paper. You'll need a pair of scissors and maybe a pencil and a Sharpie. All right, but before we get to that, there's so many opportunities with these comics. You can tell an adventure story comic like this. Adventures in Breakfastville with Boil an Egg. Get it? Boil an egg? Boil an egg. And the story begins here on page 1. Let's see. One fine day in the kitchen, Patty Butter was dancing with side of bacon. Get it? Side of bacon? When suddenly, ooh, what's going to happen? You'll have to read. All right, girl power. Here, you can make informational comics. Here's Phil with his camping tips. And how about this? This is really cool. A greeting card pocket comic. Oh, this would be more meaningful than a store-bought greeting card, wouldn't it? If you made an 8-page birthday comic for somebody. And it doesn't have to be a birthday card. You could make them a holiday card or a get well card, right? A thank you card. All right, all kinds of opportunities to personalize and make a handmade gift for somebody. So here's a fun thing. Check this out. Okay, so I've got the Wilbert comic here, right? The finished one on the right. Before I made it, I created a rough draft, a sloppy copy. Okay, I did it in pencil. I typically do this with all my comics and drawings anyway. But look what I did in addition to the comic story. The 8-page comic, watch this when I open up the paper. When I open up the paper, you can see there's the comic pages all on one side. Watch this. Flip it over. Ta-da! The buzz about bees. You can create like a poster on the inside. Additional content. You could actually continue the story if you wanted in comic form. You can have a poster, you could do information, you could do a secret treasure map, all up to you. So, don't limit your imagination to just an 8-page book. Think about the inside. All right? Teachers, you can create educational comics, right? The students can create their very own comic that might reinforce an end of unit. So let's say you just studied the water cycle. You could have students create a mini comic that highlights maybe 3 steps of the water cycle. I don't know that you could fit all of them in. You could try, but just reinforce that standard through a comic project, right? Maybe highlight the significant role of an historic figure. Someone from the Revolutionary War or the Civil War. If they've gone on a field trip, they create a mini comic. My Day at the Museum. All right? So many opportunities with mini comics, pocket comics. All right, let's get started. How to fold this piece of paper and turn it into a comic. All right? Again, a piece of copy paper, scissors, maybe a pencil, and a Sharpie. All right, here we go. Step 1. Gonna fold the paper. You can see it's in front of me horizontal. Gonna fold it left to right in half. So I want the top corner and the bottom corners to line up. Sometimes I use my pinky nail to kind of scooch that piece of paper over so that the corners become even. When they're even, I press down and hold with one hand, and then I use the other hand, either my palm or my finger or my thumb, and I rub it over that seam to make a nice fold. And here's where the Sharpie can come in handy. You can use this Sharpie as a tool to help press down that fold to make it even tighter. Watch. Just press down along that fold because we're going to have a lot of folds in the paper, so we want them to be nice and crisp. All right, so there we go. That's the first one. Okay, open it back up. Now we're going to fold the left side into the center. The left side is going to go into the center. And so this corner at the top is going to line up with the fold in the middle. The bottom corner is going to do the same. And here's where the pencil comes in handy. Sometimes it's hard to see on the paper where the fold is. So I put a little tiny dot with my pencil right where the fold is, so that when I fold my paper, I can take the corner and match it up with that dot on the top, and then on the bottom, same thing. Match that corner up with the dot. Once it's lined up, make your fold. Press down. Grab your Sharpie. Press down even more with that edge of that Sharpie, and it gets nice and crisp. All right, let's do the same thing on the right. Right side of the paper, fold it into the center. Match up the top corner with that dot. Match up the bottom corner with that dot. And when it looks good, I think that's pretty good right there. Press it out with your finger, your thumb, and then grab your Sharpie and repeat. Just press down, make that nice and firm. All right. Now, so we've got 3 folds in it. What we want to do now, spin the paper clockwise. So now that it's vertical in front of you, and we're going to fold it this way, halfway along the vertical. All right. Is that a technical term? Halfway along the vertical? Okay, we're going to match up the top corner with the top corner. And again, I have to kind of get my eyeballs right over the top if I can, so I can see. That looks good at the top. How about at the bottom? That looks pretty good. So they're lined up. Now I press it out. Press it out. Grab my Sharpie. Make it nice and tight. Nice good crease there. All right. Now we've got all of our folds in. Here's what we want to do. Spin the paper clockwise. So now it's horizontal in front of you. Fold it in half like a book along that fold that we just made. Now what we're going to do, we've got a fold here and it's open over on this side. Spin the paper so that the fold is at the bottom and it's open on the top. We're going to take our scissors and cut from the fold to the center along this line right here. I'll even just highlight it. I'll draw. Normally I wouldn't do this, but just so you can see what I'm going to cut, I'll draw it with my pencil. From the fold here to the center and then stop. If we were to cut all the way, you'd cut your piece of paper in half, and we don't want that, okay? So we pick up our piece of paper and our scissors and we make that cut. A couple of snips and stop in the middle, all right? Now, open it up. Okay, so now we've got our folds. We've got a little slit in the middle. Kind of looks like a mouth. Hello there, how are you? It's not a mouth. It's just a hole in the paper. All right, here's what we want to do. Watch carefully. I put my left hand on the top like this with my thumb and my fingers, one on either side. Same at the bottom, thumb, fingers, one on either side. And if you'll notice, watch, when I bring my thumb and fingers together, that kind of raises up in the middle. You see that? So we want to slowly bring that up. And as we do that, lift the paper up off of the table and bring it together. So when you're looking down on it, you can kind of see a little diamond-shaped hole, okay? Now, take your thumb and your fingers and kind of scooch them towards the middle. And as you do, that hole gets smaller, see? And eventually, it goes away completely. And now we can fold the book. Watch. Fold, fold, fold. It's now a booklet. And when you're done, you might notice that it's not perfect along the side. That's okay. Again, this is a handmade book. I suppose if you wanted, you could take your scissors and kind of clean up that edge and make it nice and straight. But I'm going to leave mine just like this. All right? So now this becomes the front cover. And this is where you would begin making your super adventure cover, right? My day at the zoo. What? All right, so you've got a book that you can fill in. You can draw it in pencil. You can draw it in markers. You can do colored pencils. You could do anything you want. All right, you can see I have several different styles here. All right, colored pencils. I don't think I use colored markers, but I did use black markers and pencil and colored pencils. All right, and once they're finished, you have one comic. So what you can do from there is open it up and go to the copy machine, put it on the copy machine like this, and you can make multiple copies of your comic so that you can hand them out or sell them for 25 cents, whatever you want to do. But when you're done, you have one comic. And again, you can make multiple copies. All right? I hope you've enjoyed this video and how to make your pocket comic. Get busy. It's a lot of fun. If you've already made a pocket comic and made copies, jump on over to my video that shows you how to fold and prepare your pre-printed comics. I'll demonstrate using my Wilbert comic. See the link in the description. And check out my channel for more exciting cartoon drawing and comics making videos.